Wow, that was interesting. Let me bring in two of our guests really quickly. Jim DeSimone out of Los Angeles, civil rights litigator extraordinaire, and Brian Dunn, the managing partner at the Cochran Law Firm. Jim, let me go to you with this. The last part was the most interesting. On the questionnaire, he's indicated based upon what he has heard this juror, he has formed a somewhat negative opinion of Derek Chauvin, the defendant in a case. Certainly, that has turned the tide without any doubt in my mind that the defense counsel does not want this juror. What are your thoughts?
Well, the interesting thing is the juror was completely correct. Is there a question? I mean, he makes a statement and he's asking for a reaction from that juror. The jurors are there to answer questions. The question is, can he set aside that opinion? There's been other jurors who are seated right now who have indicated on that questionnaire that they have a somewhat unfavorable opinion of Derek Chauvin, but by the small part of the video they saw or what they have read in the news. But they are on the jury because they've been able to testify or testify that they would be able to set aside that opinion. So I think we need to hear a little bit further. But yes, so far from what we heard, seems like the defense it would exercise one of their 15 strikes on this juror.
But Jim, he also said that in his written questionnaire, he wrote down that he wanted to be on the jury because he needed to take advantage uh, of it and bring justice to have new policies to prevent similar things from happening. He tried to explain that in a very wobbly way, in my mind. And as a defense lawyer, that would have made me feel extremely uncomfortable because we do know, Jim, that they're under pressure. These jurors, they're sitting there. People are asking them questions. They want to seem like they're fair and they're balanced, and yet that's what he wrote in that writing. And I mean, given everything else, you take a chance with a guy who's looking to make a statement.
Yeah, I am not surprised that the defense exercised a strike on this juror because exactly he's thinking of the broader implications. He wants to make policy changes.
Mhm.
If this is legal, I mean, I agree with Brian. You have to be under a rock if you don't have a negative impression of Derek Chauvin putting a knee on someone's neck for that long. But I think what he's saying is that if this is legal, if these officers are trained to do this, I want this trial to make a difference, to make it clear to officers that this type of conduct will not be tolerated so other people don't lose their lives. As a trial lawyer, you want the jurors to be thinking about what's going on in that courtroom, not the impact they're going to have on society. And certainly as a defense lawyer, where your client is being accused of murder and manslaughter here, you don't want him to be thinking of the impact it's going to have on the rest of the people out there. You want him to be focusing on what's going on in that courtroom. This is not a good juror for the defense, and I'm not surprised that he's off the jury.